So much of our lives, our photos, our work, our favorite shows, it all lives in the cloud now. But have you ever really stopped to think about it? Is all that stuff actually safe?
Well, that's exactly what this is all about. We're going to break down what cloud security really means, what kind of dangers we're protecting ourselves from, and how that digital fortress is built to keep our data safe and sound.
So what are we talking about here? At its heart, cloud security is just the whole collection of rules, tech, and controls that are designed to shield everything you've got up in the cloud. You can pretty much think of it as a digital bodyguard for your entire online life.
To really get what safe means in this context, we need to look at the 4 big promises of cloud security. These are basically the pillars that the entire system of trust is built on.
Okay, first up we have confidentiality. This is a simple idea, really. Your private stuff should stay private. It's like a sealed letter, right? The whole point is to make sure that only the person it's meant for, that's you, or someone you authorize, can ever actually open it. Next up, there's integrity. This one's all about making sure that the data you save is the exact same data you get back later. No funny business, no weird changes, no corruption, no one tampering with it. What you put in has to be precisely what you get out.
Our third pillar is authenticity. How does a service know you're really you? That's authenticity in action. Every single time you log in with a password, or maybe get that little code on your phone, the system is just confirming your identity. It's all about preventing anyone from impersonating you.
And finally, we've got availability. And let me tell you, this one is a huge deal. It's the promise that your cloud services, your online bank, your favorite streaming app, are actually up and running whenever you need them, 24/7. No excuses.
So let's just do a quick recap. Confidentiality is all about privacy, protecting against data leaks. Integrity is about accuracy, so no one can tamper with your stuff. Authenticity is about identity, to stop fraud. And availability makes sure you always have access by fighting downtime. See? Each pillar protects against a totally different kind of threat.
All right, so now we know what we're trying to protect. Let's flip the script and talk about what we're protecting it from. What are the actual dangers that are always lurking right at our digital gates?
This is a really important distinction. A threat, that's the bad guy, right? Think of a burglar. But a vulnerability, that's the unlocked window they can just climb right through. You can't get rid of all the burglars in the world, but you absolutely can and should lock your windows. And who are these threat agents? Well, it's a pretty wide range. You've got your external folks, cyber criminals, nation-states, even just simple automated bots constantly scanning for weakness. But here's the thing a lot of people forget. The internal threat. That could be a malicious insider with a grudge, or honestly, just as dangerous, a careless user who accidentally clicks on the wrong thing. The threat isn't always some shadowy figure. Sometimes it's already inside the building. One of the most common attacks out there is the denial of service attack, or DOS for short. The goal here isn't to steal your data, it's just to make it totally impossible for you to get to it by knocking the whole service offline. It's a direct assault on that pillar of availability we were just talking about. Yeah, this slide puts it perfectly. A DDoS attack is basically a digital traffic jam. Attackers flood a service with so much junk traffic that legitimate users, people like you and me, we just can't get through. The front door is completely blocked. So, you're faced with all these different threats. The big question is, how do we actually build the defenses? How do we construct that digital fortress to keep everything safe? Well, the answer lies in something called security controls. And this isn't just one thing. It's the entire arsenal of safeguards and countermeasures that we use to fight back against all those security risks. Now, security isn't just a single wall. It's all about layered defense. First, you have preventative controls. Those are your high walls and locked gates. Then you've got detective controls. Think of these as the alarm systems that go off if someone gets past the wall. And finally, corrective controls are like the emergency response team that swoops in to limit the damage and fix the breach. So let's put some real names to these layers, right? Look at the actual tools in the arsenal. Things like encryption, firewalls, and strong identity management, those are your preventive controls. They're the high walls, the gatekeepers. Then you have your detective controls, like intrusion detection systems or security monitoring tools. Those are the alarm bells that start ringing the second something looks wrong. Every tool plays a really specific part in that 3-layered defense.
And this brings us to a really, really crucial point. That digital fortress, it's never actually finished. Protecting the cloud isn't a one-and-done job. It's a constant, ongoing process, a never-ending watch.
It all comes down to this core idea of risk management. Look, you can't eliminate every single possible threat. It's just not realistic. But what you can do is identify the biggest ones, assess the potential damage they could do, and then apply the right controls to minimize that risk, all while balancing the cost and resources it takes to do it. Which leaves us with one final big question to chew on. In a world that's built more and more on data every single day, is the idea of perfect security a realistic goal we should be striving for? Or is it maybe a dangerous illusion that distracts us from the real continuous work of just managing risk? Definitely something to think about.